Hey there, Darren with Wee TJ. So, what am I doing? Well, these Metal Cloak fender flares. Well, they go on over top of the quarter panel, and what I'm concerned about is, since the quarter panel is not 100% straight. I mean, that's just part of dealing with body panels. They're not 100% straight. Theirs is. What I'm worried about is dirt, sand, mud, all that getting caught in there. Now, I don't care about the finish getting wore off on this, but I don't want it getting wore off on our tub. So we got it mounted on here. I'm taping it up. I'm going to pull it off, and we are going to Scotch-Brite it, which I'm going to use red Scotch-Brite, which is equivalent to 400, somewhere around there, 400 grit. And I'm going to put a light coat of undercoating, just one coat over it, and then bolt this back on. That's what I'm going to do. I'm really worried about this at the dunes or in different places, even really small little rocks. Now, it's tight, I mean, but that sand at the dunes gets in everywhere. And I just don't want it getting in there, vibrating, wearing the paint off, and taking his finish off his beautifully clean tub, rust-free tub. So that's what we're doing. I only got a little bit of time, man. I wish I had some fine line tape here. So for those that don't know, let me bring you in close. So I used to do auto body for a lot of years, and you definitely don't want to be making a turn like this with this is actually between 5/8 3/4 tape. Ideally it would be perfect to have fine line to make this turn. I may not be able to do it the whole thing, but one thing you can do, get it stuck on there, and when I pull, I need to be pulling on this side, the top side, whatever is furthest away from the arch. The reason is I will stretch this side of the tape. You can probably even see it starting to bow. I come in there. And mind you, it's been a lot of years since and see, you can make that radius right around there with tape that wasn't even intended to make a bend like that. So I'm not pulling right in the center, I'm pulling on this side. There you go. What do we got? Can you imagine this? This is worth more than Bitcoin.
Does this work?
We'll try it. So, yeah, we're gonna go. Let's do it.
Yep.
I can tell that's wet.
Slime pit.
All right.
Let's give it a whirl. Go. That's a deep pull. That is a deep pull. What do you think?
Well, I think they cut across there with, I think they ran some different lines, and either way, they didn't put the gravel back.
Nope.
So we actually got some pretty nice property that we actually do our other hobby on. So check it out. This is where magic happens. Yes, Ray.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure this was all full of water.
What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Putting the target up.
Target for what?
Nerf guns. Our Nerf guns take these high capacity Nerf bullets, Nerf clips that they're full semi.
Let me show you something.
What do you want this one?
Don't ever. How in the world? How?
The bullet?
I gotta show you guys something.
I think it was on an angle like this.
I know, but look at. How did these get in there? And another thing is, don't let your family and friends shoot at them. Which one is it that? Right there. My goodness. We got holes down through there. That's stuff like you'd see at a police academy. Oh, trust me, those are.
We got another one.
Trust me, those are not ours. I mean, I can taste it in the air. Let's go see if freedom's resonating with him. That's freedom. All right, we out.
Very good.
Come over here and show them the prices.
Where's the sign at?
246 right here. 246.
Hold on.
Mid-grade 276. 316 for premium. Oh,
Look at that mud.
so let me show you this photo. I took this back November 10th, right there. $184.
Yep.
All right, so here's that 400, that Scotch-Brite red. Typically, that I think all of the Scotch-Brites, regardless whether it's Norton, 3M, all of them, if it's reddish burgundy, it's going to be roughly 400 grit. The grays are going to be closer to what I would say is a 600. You're starting to get into the grit that you'd want to be careful as far as trusting it to adhere. Now, yeah, this needs it. I think it should be on there, especially for this bottom edge. Now, one thing I will say with undercoating, you could use bed liner. I think I've seen one other guy use bed liner, but the thing is with bed liner is some of it goes on really rough textured, and you're going to have a fair amount of standoffs. I mean, some bed liner can be pretty thick and heavy. I don't think you need it. I think undercoating will work, and let me tell you another thing too. You may have to experiment with a couple different cans of undercoating, and I would prefer to have a thinner undercoating for this application. We don't need anything real thick. All right, so Harley's getting this papered up. For those that don't know what you actually should use to clean it after you sand, This is prep all, wax and grease remover, anything like that. That's the appropriate cleaner you're supposed to be using between this. Now this is a little bit different. I mean, this isn't going to be as picky as automotive or auto body paint or your actual paint right here. But either way, how you use this, you literally wipe it on. You gotta have a soaking wet rag. You come right after it with a dry rag. Okay, so I already showed you that we're using this, but what I didn't show you is with undercoating, I always spray it on a box first, whether or not to see if the nozzle's actually working, if it's not a new one, and actually the spray pattern. Yeah, see, that's too close. That may even be too close. See how far back I am? You see that?
Yeah, you're 20 feet away.
Undercoating's really weird as to know how far you need to be back. Don't forget to pull that tape before the undercoating dries, because it'll become one with the undercoating. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's it. Turned out nice.